What's up, dude?
What's going on? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Nick. Good morning, world. Happy Monday. We're back. We're back. And it's been 2 weeks since we've seen you, believe it or not. It's been a while. And I think I can speak for both me and Nick that we did miss you all dearly. And we're happy you're here for us, here with us today on Monday to talk about some shady tech shit that we've all been kind of side eyeing over here in our little caves over the last couple weeks. So it'll be an interesting episode. I don't think we have like a precedent for this kind of episode yet. I think this is kind of a new idea.
Yeah, I think we're working on, without even really thinking about it, we're working on ways to expand Palantalk in this discussion into a lot of things and how we can continue this. Like, I think Palantalk and the Firebrand report have some really cool extensions that we could maybe talk about, and like how we could work on our publications together with Banner and Backbone to help
There's
broaden this scope in here.
Like, for sure.
Because you and I do so much with each other. I think like any way I can help broaden Palantalk 2 into, or even use Palantalk or like secondary episodes or stuff if we want to expand that way eventually. I know we're both busy as shit, so we're not talking about like full episodes, but like maybe like here and there specials where we do like 5-10 minutes of a Palantalk report or Palin report on like some critical issue like this, and then just break it down and put it out. Similar to the Firebrand report, but like a single topic issues that one of us decides on, and either one of us can write or do, or somebody else can do. We'll talk about it. It just came to my head while we were thinking about this.
Yeah, one of the things I'm working on, I actually have some folks who are offering to do some YouTube editing for me.
Dude, fuck yeah, that's awesome.
So hopefully down the line, what can happen is embedded in a post, you get a clean edited YouTube video that takes all of our rambling, makes all the rambling go away, and makes us sound really coherent and smart about a lot of these things. So that's always an ultimate long-term goal, is finding how to find people that are willing to sacrifice their time to the new journalism gods. Just to be clear, we're not gods. I'm not having some egomaniac.
No epiphany today.
Yeah, no today. I'm not, but in general, I think that the more folks that can come in and help us out. But there's like lots of things we're trying to do. Like,
oh yeah,
just have patience. We have lots of I keep saying, we have lots of aspirations, but less plans. Okay, so the plans need to catch up with the aspirations, and then you'll start to see it.
Well, on the sick of this shit side, let me do a
Nick's
quick.
got plans. I got a lot.
Not only plans. I have things that we just finished. Two things actually today that we can talk about on one Banner and Backbone specific, one Sick of This Shit Publications. First, Sick of This Shit Publications launched our shop this weekend.
Nice.
So we have a merch store, man. I'll drop the link in the chat if anyone wants it. There's a 20% discount on the link if you go to the URL specifically. And it's in my show notes on Sick of This Shit Publications. So during this first week, come get 20% off. We've got merch for Chronically Illing Out and Notes of the Week, which is Walter and I for Notes of the Week. And it's fun. It's got our profile pictures on the back and a really cool shirt design that my a close friend drew the design for us. And it's really awesome. So that's really cool on the Sick of This Shit side. That's shop.sickofthisshitpublications.com if you want to go there with discount code SOTS20. But I'll put any of that information. You can find that on my other publication side. For the Banner and Backbone side, I'm going to add a QR code here as well, which is going to be for our new website on the Banner and Backbone side. Thanks in so much for our friend Courtney, who does so much cool work behind the scenes with me and is a huge help to me and this community and what we're doing. And I'm going to put a new link on the show here for Broadbanner. It is the shared network calendar for shared network calendar for Banner and Backbone and affiliates. Oh, Shane, I sent you an access request because I did it through the current email that I'm on.
Okay, for sure. I'll fix it right now. I'm just we're doing this. I have a document that I wanted to just share with Nick. So I'll bear with us while we kind of get ourselves together this morning. But
yeah, we're welcoming everyone in. Good morning, everyone. Palantalk here on Banner and Backbone, where we like to talk tech, no fascism.
No fascism. Yes.
We're working on that. Where we like to talk tech.
We're working on the no fascism part. We work on it every day.
We're getting there.
That's what
we're getting there.
Yeah.
But today we've got is a special episode we're going to be doing on Ubiquiti, which is an American company, an American technology company that networking technology company founded in 2003 by Robert Paro, is actively participating for the Russians against Ukraine.
Yeah. Big time. And
we got to talk about it because that shit is way not cool.
It's really not cool. It's really not cool.
Way not, like, super not cool. It needs to be talked about. And because one, it's illegal as shit, it's sanctioned behavior, and they should not be able to be doing it as an American company. And as Americans, now that we know this, we should impact their bottom line. Like, we can tell you, fuck off. Like, the true religion in America isn't Christianity, it's greed. I agree with Washahad Ali. Green trumps white. Every single time.
I like this term. I've started using it rather frequently, and I think it is important. And I think that as I'm trying to articulate the threat that is America to the world, and there's a lot of threats, not just militarily, but I think it's this term of corporate fascism. Right. So there's a element of American capitalism, particularly, that is exported. Our corporate model is deeply entwined with fascism. Every time you see a foreign company enter another country's economy, that is a vector for fascism. Geopolitics, particularly international business with American countries, is a form of exporting fascism. An American oil company is likely to have fascists on the board, right? Just let's be honest. You don't become a billionaire in America without at least brushing elbows with fascists. And if that's the case, and all the billionaires run the companies, we have to understand that there's some sort of intrinsic link. And you can see in countries where there's American business on large scale, particularly American tech, there's usually a bit more friction. They usually tend to struggle. And it's these big countries, right, that you see this a lot. Like every country, there's a certain degree of irony to me that the UK is fighting fascism, right? They're fighting fascism. They're getting pressured by this American fascist, techno-fascist billionaire government. But at the same time, the same people handling all of their sensitive government data are the people who are puppeting the United States as techno-fascists, because pretty much every country's defense department in some degree is integrated with Palantir. And my question has always been, why the hell would you use them as opposed to some sort of domestic alternative? Why would you import this? And it's going on, Cheech. Good to have you with us, man. Full credit to Cheech. Ubiquiti was put on both of our plates by Cheech Pravetti. He really does. He'll always send me something. Whenever he sends me an article, I read it. And that's saying something, because I get a lot of articles sent to me, And unfortunately, I don't read all of them, but I make an effort to stop what I'm doing and read what Cheech sends me, because it always sends me down one of these fucking rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Which happens to be my secret special interest.
Not so secret.
Yeah, I suppose it was my secret special interest until I realized that it was my special interest, because I didn't think that what my special interest would be is uncovering, international fucking geopolitical corruption genocide rings.
Hey, man, if you're good at it, you may as well do it. Do what you're good at. And if it makes you happy, like if it makes me happy to know that what I'm doing is doing good, sweet. That's a fucking win in my book right now.
Yes.
So I'm gonna move us over here for a second to our next screen. It doesn't do anything at the moment. I'm gonna pull up the Instagram post that we're referencing. One of the pieces of information that Cheech had shared with us. This was after we had started looking into things too. So this is even more so. Is this Instagram post by United24 Media?
I love United24.
And I'll drop the link in the chat. I'll put it up in the show notes so everybody can go to it. I'm not going to change the QR code on the screen right now. We've got our broadbanner link for the network calendar and shared publication calendar and affiliate network. That's where you can help find information about hosts and what their socials are and how to follow them on different platforms too. So Shane, I'll talk to you after the show. Make sure all your stuff is good. But this Instagram post is talking about Ubiquiti. And I want to get to the key slide on one of the key slides on this one, other than the fact that you can highlight, look at all of that network mapping that's showing up, is this one right here. We'll go back.
Yeah.
Investigation reveals New York-based Ubiquiti provides the backbone for Russian military communications, with their hardware making up to 80% of radio bridges observed on the battlefield. 80%.
That's really important, because what is a radio bridge? A radio bridge, it's, the idea is if you're going to fly a drone, okay, from point A to point B, you need to maintain connection with that drone. There's a couple things you can do. You can use fiber optics, okay, which basically means you have a permanent connection with that drone, and these spools go tens of kilometers. But if you're trying to hit something much, much farther away, perhaps you're launching a Shahed drone, then you need to have basically kind of like stations along the way, right? And that's what these bridges are. It allows them to fly a drone from inside Russia through occupied territory and get it to where they need it to be while having control using these bridges, which means basically 80% of their capacity to strike Ukrainian infrastructure, if we're going to be really dumb, and there's definitely nuance, but I'm going to just make a larger statement and assume that you could probably bring that down a little bit. But 80% of the capacity that they're using to launch these strikes on deeper parts of Ukraine, Kiev, Zaporizhia, these places that are farther in, they are using this tech. This is 100% America, our technology, getting all the way from somewhere in a boardroom in New York. They're reporting profits on the New York Stock Exchange, and that profit is killing Ukrainians. Okay, we can do that. We can say pin, doesn't matter.
Direct correlation. Correlation. Causation implies in this one correlation. Like correlation and causation are like exact. The American companies are fueling the death of Ukrainians,
correct,
through tech deals on dark market channels or illicit channels. I don't like the word black market. I feel
it's
like
gray. It's a gray market.
Racist as shit.
It's a gray market, right?
Yeah, it's this gray market, or like this illicit market that they do, these back channel deals and these illegal actions from Americans, are killing Ukrainians because it makes a fucking profit. America's legacy around the world is spreading war and destruction. That's what we're doing. We're spreading war and destruction, and we're doing it wantonly, which means we're just letting it happen. We are encouraging it. We want it. It's just like in the US, the NRA promotes gun sales in the US because it causes killing and more fear, then more people want to buy guns. We're doing the same thing, exporting it on a scale with companies like Palantir, which tested all their tech in Israel and Palestine and Gaza. And we're seeing the impacts of that because Gaza is basically gone at this
Gaza
point.
doesn't
And
exist.
Gaza doesn't exist. And the next step there is they're going to build new Gaza on top of the blood and bones and ashes of a genocided people and pretend that it never fucking happened. That's what they're going to do. And Russia's trying to do that in Ukraine, which is what they want.
Yeah.
And we're fueling it.
It's true. And, you know, you mentioned Gaza, and it's all connected, okay? Because the same people who are facilitating this network, okay, that has allowed them to do what they're doing in Gaza, the people that have driven this, motivated this, the people that I find at every turn, you know, the people who are talking to Bibi, who are saying this, that are also, you know, getting these deals to change. I always point to this one. I did reporting on it a couple times, but there was a bunch of APCs Israel was going to sell. Okay. They put them up. I brought the receipts. I put the straight up order that they put up to the international community saying, we're going to sell these troop transports as is. They meet with Steve Witkoff a week after that happened. They pull it off the market within a week of meeting with Witkoff, and all of those were turned into bombs that were used to level high rises in Gaza that were in areas that they want to build things for Gaza Riviera. Okay, so these people that I can tie here, they're also part of this network. At least it appears that way. That is creating this gray market that is allowing for this to happen. And there's a couple big players, I think, in this Ubiquiti network. But, you know, before we go any farther, Nick, I mean, is there anything that, like, for context, we want to make sure that we provide people in a larger story, you know, as we've been looking at this? Because I have a tendency to run away. So I want to make sure that I don't leave anything out. You might be muted, brother.
I am. Thanks.
Okay.
Man. One of the things I want to make sure we focus on is Ubiquiti itself as a company and the ownership and the major shareholders in Ubiquiti, because they're the ones who are really at fault. They're allowing this to happen. They're the ones who are encouraging it to happen. They're the ones making policy for it to happen because it makes them a profit and it's a bottom line, and war should never be incentivized this way. Historians have talked about this for generations. Like, we know how to get to peace, and it's to stop incentivizing war. Like, that's how we stop all of this. Stop incentivizing war. So we need to talk about the folks who are at large in this. And then Shane, maybe while I introduce the founder, you could ask your assistant for maybe a profile on the founder, or I could do it too.
Well, you can do that. I was gonna, let me grab.
So Ubiquiti is, I want to introduce Ubiquiti itself. It's a and this is from, so those who know, I use ChatGPT for research assistance. Shane uses other tools for research assistance too. AI is great for research assistance. It's great for compiling data and information, and I will be fully transparent on what we use and so how we use it. And so I have put together a profile on Ubiquiti, the company itself, and it's they have their owner is Robert J. Pera, who has PERA. He has 93% of the outstanding ownership shares of the company. He is at fault here. It is his fucking problem that Ubiquiti is selling manufacture or selling these radio bridges and this technology to Russia. He is the problem. So I really want to focus on him as like in terms of and just Ubiquiti and what this means for like if you have any thoughts too on like how do we push back as individuals, because I know we're very action focused a lot of the time on like what can we do to impact a company that is promoting fascism, and how do we stop them.
There's a couple things I mean like you can do really. I think a lot of it's visibility. Find out where these people are headquartered. Get in front of their building, get in front of their office. You know, people were doing it for a while. I'm saying now, guys, the headquarters for Palantir is in Denver. They should never sleep. They should never they should never be able to walk into work without having to wade through a team or wade through a crowd of people telling them that what they're doing is destroying our country. You know, like people are really active right now. You know, make them not want to go to work, make them not want to work there, make it known that to the people that work at, you know, Palantir, at Anduril, at these companies, at Ubiquiti, make it known that what people know what they're doing and what they're aiding, and make them uncomfortable, make them feel that like they should, like the whole, I need to make money for my family. That doesn't cut it anymore, dog. Like, I'm sorry. You know what? Like, oh, I work in the government, or I did this, I work for the homeland, but I'm not actually executing people in the street. Like, no, you need to fucking resign. You need to resign and make a statement. Like, you know, because they're killing people, right? Because we're getting murdered. The same goes for Palantir. Palantir is giving them the software to scan your face. That Gotham software, that Foundry stuff gives them the power. It's Palantir that helped them find probably Don Lemon on the spot. It's probably Palantir that helped them find the other journalist, and I apologize for forgetting her name, but find her house on the spot and go and arrest her for being at a protest, right? It's about, and I see what was done with Tesla. What can be done, all can be done. Make them uncomfortable. I mean, it's like at this point, so many people are looking for things to do. Like, look up the headquarters of these corporations. Like, you know, they find out where Peter Thiel's next convention he's going to is. Make sure he pulls in and feels very seen, right? Like, where's Alex Karp? Find out where he's meeting. Have a protest when he's going to his meeting. Like, make people uncomfortable. Like, you don't get to go and work for Meta and not and people have to let you know that, hey, we know you're working for Meta, and Meta is part of what's killing our country. Like, you know, your labor is important. If you're an engineer at one of these places, like if you manage an entire fucking platform, like if you do all the debugging for, you know, Meta's Facebook stuff, like your job is more influential than like someone in our government, right? Like, I was making the joke, oh yeah, Zuckerberg's the secretary of Meta. And then, you know, you have the secretary of NVIDIA, who's the CEO of NVIDIA, right? Like, it's like the line has blurred so significantly, and they've done this so well, masterfully. They just held all these meetings with the White House and CEOs, and they did this across 2025 to the point where now nobody really even questions the fact that the White House is directly liaising. The president and corporate CEOs are directly liaising on policy, meaning that these companies are getting direct access to the president of the United States. This has never, ever been a thing. This should never be okay. You have this is beyond fucked up, right? Like, the fact that it probably, if this is what it looks like, that Trump is at least somewhat aware, at minimum, Kushner, Witkoff, the people building the network, are minimum at some way aware of, you know, all of this. I think that we have more power in this area than we think, because all of these companies are supported by an army of abused, exploited, very smart people who I think are also kind of worked into, and you did this more than me, Nick, but I think they're worked into like a fugue. Like, they never take breaks. They're constantly looking at their screen, and it's just, this is what they do. That's the climate, that's the environment.
It's the 10x 100x mentality that they talk about in the tech world, where like only those that will dedicate themselves entirely to the situation that or the work that they're doing are valuable. And that's how they see value for everyone. Like that's how these tech folks see value for anyone, is if you're not a 10xer, you're just there, you're just a peon.
Right.
But if you're in a field where you are a 10xer and you pay attention to shit, I was, if you're in a field where where you're a 10xer and you are paying attention to what's going on, it would behoove you to make it known at work how you feel. If you are an invaluable member of a team and you cannot be immediately replaced, and you are aware of what's going on and you work at one of these companies, you need to make it your fucking business.
Yeah.
You need to make it your goddamn business nowadays, because we're going through fascism. Dude, if you're in a tech job, you probably have a pretty good retirement that you could pull from for a little while. You have a 401k. I know you do, because all of the big tech companies offer them and you put in money into them. I fucking know, because I had one. Use that shit.
Yeah.
Now is the time, because if you don't fucking use it now, you won't get to use it later, because it'll be gone. It won't be there when fascism takes over.
No.
When fascism takes over and your CEO decides to parcel out a different part of the country into its own little technocracy, you won't get your retirement.
Yeah. They're not
So fucking use it now to fight for something good. If you have the ability to stop working for a company that is actively providing support to fascism, do it.
You work for
I know people say, oh, but I'm going to lose my job. Yeah, you're fucking going to lose it anyway. Use your power for good. Do something with it. Like, speak out. Speak out. Now is the time to speak out.
Yeah.
Be a whistleblower.
If you're an executive, if you're an executive,
yeah. If you're an executive, you better make your goddamn fucking business. This better be your fucking business, is that fascism is taking over and that you are allowing your tech companies to fund the murder of innocent Ukrainian civilians.
Yeah.
They're killing civilians in Ukraine. They're killing civilians in Palestine, in Gaza. They're killing civilians all around the world in global conflicts. The U.S. corporate greed is funding all of it.
Corporate fascism is destroying.
Corporate fascism is here.
Yeah.
We are the solution. If you work at one of these companies, you need to put it upon yourself to protest peacefully and patriotically by putting your fucking job on the line.
Yeah.
Use that 401k that you have. Take the tax hit. Take that shit out. Take a long-term leave of absence. If you're in the middle of a big project, quit.
Fuck yeah. If you're
in the middle of a huge fucking project and you're the fucking lead for that project, quit. And you have a fucking 401k that's up the wazoo and you can take your retirement for a year, 2, 4, the rest of your fucking life, because you have $500,000 already set aside. You can cut down on the rest of your budget for a little while to help fix America. Yeah. White collar Americans need to be, or blue collar Americans, whatever they are.
It's white collar Americans.
White collar Americans need to.
White collar Americans are
need to feel this too personally.
Yes.
You need to take it upon yourself to act in solidarity and support of others. It cannot just be the labor unions and the labor community and the nurses and the teachers who are unions. It has to be tech, because tech is the fucking problem.
Correct. And
so before we go any further, because I'm getting riled up, this is great. I feel really good today.
I have to add some fire to when you're done though.
Okay, good. I want to introduce y'all real quick to who Robert Paro is, who is the founder and majority owner of Ubiquiti. Robert Paro is also the, let's see here. He also owns the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yep.
So interesting. Here I'm going to make a very specific statement about this.
Okay.
encourage the players to boycott.
Yeah.
As a fan, do not boycott the players. Do not boycott the players of the Grizzlies. Do not boycott the athletes who are just playing a game. Encourage them to speak out more, use their platforms, because when athletes start pushing back, that will encourage other celebrities to continue to do more. It's just like when Billie Eilish put out so much fucking money, other celebrities will follow her because she's going to shame the shit out of them and she's going to write songs about it and they're going to be number one hits and they're going to feel even worse and she's going to donate all that money back anyway.
Yeah.
So don't shame the players.
Yeah.
Shame the owner, the ownership, and encourage the players to boycott in whatever way they can and support the players when they do. If they are, say, not the high tier player who makes millions a year, who makes only 100,000 or 150 or whatever it is, low end of the spectrum for a player, support those folks because they're the ones who are there for the communities. Most of those players support the shit out of their communities. So don't hurt the players, hurt the organization, hurt the person who owns it, Robert Pera. He owns Memphis Grizzlies and Ubiquiti, and he's destroying the world. Anyway, Shane, you wanted to add some fire.
Yeah, look, white-collar Americans, okay? The only reason that anything is still fucking moving, okay? There's not enough billionaires to drive the whole economy. It's you. You're still spending. That's it. No one else is fucking spending, okay? Everyone else is out of money at this point. If you're below white-collar, they are no longer spending on luxuries. They're actually at that point, they're just racking up credit card debt. All right. I understand being afraid of losing what you have, but like Nick said, it's not going to fucking last. Like, guys, fascism is here in mass. Like, there's only so much time before your money even matters. Because if they destroy the dollar, your 401k doesn't matter anyway. Okay. Like, what they're doing will destroy the dollar. The world is actively diversifying away from America, actively doing it. Carney said the middle powers need to diversify away from America. America has not provided value short of technology and information and services for decades now. We have not produced anything on a large enough scale other than oil and gas, which is killing the planet. In any really significant way. We import everything. If you destroy relationships with the world, your 401k goes away. Mm-hmm. But you have so much power right now because you are hard to replace. You have sway. You can stand in front of a boardroom and say, you might fire me for saying this to every executive in this room, but this company is killing people. This company supports ICE. And this company is killing people, and we are working for a entity that is an accessory to murder. Are you comfortable with that? Are you going to sit here and take your check? And then they say, you're gone. And then you say, you know what? At least I'm not a fucking accessory to murder. And then you can live with that. Or alternatively, you collect your check quietly, you pay until you can't pay anymore, and the squeeze gets you, and you're down with the rest of everyone, and you help them get where they wanted to be in the first place. To be honest with you, no one's going to look at you all too happy because I don't have a lot of – the goal, guys, is at the end of this road, everybody's taken care of, okay? Like, we don't just want to burn everything down and, like, everyone's fucked. Like, no, the goal is to make something that works. So if you spend what you have now to help everyone get to a point where they can be taken care of, you're doing the right thing. If you sit and throw away opportunities, like Nick is saying, if you're in charge of a big project and you finish that project for a bonus that, you know, we don't know how long that bonus is going to be worth. So I don't want to go too far, but I just like want to support that. Like, he's right. Like, you can't just keep doing what you're doing. You matter more than you think. These billionaires can't run their companies themselves. They are dependent on exploiting smart people who are willing to kind of keep their head down to not feel financially stressed, because that is the American model itself, is out of fear of poverty and homelessness. People will avoid engaging in more direct resistance. And that's the people who really have the ability to make a difference, is the person in the boardroom.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. That sounds like I echoing kind of what Nick was saying. And, you know, that's what people at Ubiquiti could do right now. Do you know someone who works at Ubiquiti? Go talk to them. Did you know this? If you did, what the fuck? If you didn't, now you do. Maybe you could talk to your peers.
Yes. And this is also where we take the opportunity to then have to pressure our representatives and our congressional members to sanction folks like Turkey, to force changes on U.S. policy towards Turkey. That's a public opinion policy position that we can take as Americans and say, we think it's wrong that American companies are actively funding and supporting the death of Ukrainians or the death of others around the world using Turkey as a distribution mechanism. We could stop that if enough people do not like that idea. Just like I don't think we should be doing that. I think that's fucking awful. Again, we should not be financially incentivizing war. War should be the last option. Like war is always supposed to have been the last option every time. That's the lesson from history we were supposed to learn, is war is supposed to be the final option. Never the first, never the second, never the 20th, never the nth, the final. When every other option is exhausted. You can try so many fucking things before we get to war. Part of stopping that and stopping the incentivization of war is hurting some of these companies and reminding our representatives and our senators that we need to apply real sanctions against both the country and the company that is involved. We can sanction our own fucking companies. The US can sue Ubiquiti and say, hey, you funded a war during you funded the genocide of Ukrainians during a sanctioned period. You're at fault. We did it during Nuremberg. We did it during the Nuremberg trials. The Nuremberg trials were things like that. Like, it wasn't just about people, it was about companies too. Like, there are companies linked to Nazi Germany that we all still talk about and we still shame them for. We should be shaming the shit out of these companies in real time. And again, if you work at one of them, put your job on the line. They've given you a pretty penny in your 401k and they can't take it away. If you're especially if you're fully vested in your 401k or your retirement, fucking make it known how you feel. And before they can fire you with cause, quit. So here's my resignation. I do not owe you 2 weeks. I am quitting right now because you are funding fascism.
Yeah.
If you would like me to stay, then we can talk about company policy towards fascism. Make it known if you are a CEO, if you are a executive, if you are a director level, if you are a senior staff level engineer, if you are a principal engineer at a company, if you are a senior principal engineer or a senior manager or a senior or staff level of any sort in a tech company, you better start fucking making your political views known towards democracy, or else you're going to fucking lose everything.
Yep.
Everything. You're not going to win when techno-fascism takes over. You're not. It's going to ruin your fucking life. Like, it ruins everybody's life. We just need to stop fucking funding fascism, and we can do it. Y'all, we can do it. It is a choice. It is a choice to not fund it. Yeah, know what you value and then practice what you value with your money. And part of that is, like we talked about with Ubiquiti, there is, I'll put that down right now while we continue to talk about other pieces of all of this. Is like this type of thing is So also, let's just make this known about Ubiquiti too, is they also do enterprise Wi-Fi router switches, security cameras, and unified network ecosystems over time. So that's what they've expanded into. Just so you know, security cameras are on that list, which is the tech state in the US where they want to profile and follow everybody. So this is part of that same internal tracking Big Brother network that we talk about with Palantir and Project Gotham and the internal databases. Yeah, everything that's going on right now, it's a choice. It's a fucking choice we're making. And we're making a bad one.
This too, while we're talking about this, guys, if you have a TikTok account, you need to go and delete that right now. That is now, TikTok is now officially a Larry Ellison company. Larry Ellison owns Oracle. Larry Ellison is Paramount Skydance. That data is going to certainly be handed over to Palantir. If there was any, things in the way, now they're gone. Go delete your TikTok. Delete it. Delete your account, not the app, but physically go and delete your account and then uninstall the app. It's sad. It sucks. But one of the most important things, and encourage others, if they're going to take over an application, people need to leave en masse. If they are able to just take a massive social media platform and people just fucking stay and choose to get surveilled because they're too lazy to go find somewhere else to get their information or to go on their socials, give them shit for that. And say, so what? You're going to sell everything, all your information to the government because you're too lazy to go and find another app? Like, go move on and tell people, if you're on TikTok and there's big creators, be like, why are you still here? Where else can I go to watch you? I don't feel comfortable being surveilled by the government. Like, push those creators to do something because, I get it, but you also have control over that. Like, you can make a statement by deleting your TikTok that makes a statement. Say you want to spend billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars to acquire this platform to use to spread your propaganda and filter things, then we'll leave. And then you just spend $100 billion on something that's not going to work on us. These things make an impact.
And Courtney makes a good point too in the chat, is does it make sense, or asks a good question, does it make sense to download TikTok data first before deleting it? Maybe down the road people's videos that they want to keep can be restored in a safer app. Yeah, absolutely. Sure. I would think so. Like, we have to defund fascism and keep your content. Like, we should be able to own our own things. We should be able to own our life. The one thing that the crypto sphere has created that is positive is the idea of an NFT, which is the non-fungible token where it can't be stolen, and it is your unique identity on the internet where you own your own data and it is yours. Like, that type of thing, that's cool. That's useful. Like, that would be super useful for all of us because it's an encrypted vault that's just yours. That is your place. However, it's also really dangerous because then all your data is in one spot. And if it does get stolen, well, shit, you just lost everything. That said, do something. Like, all we're saying is do something. It's gonna hurt. Yo, I lost a job that was fucking super comfortable. I had a super good life, super comfortable life. I wasn't worried about money in any way, shape, or form 7-8 months ago. And it's because part of it, I think, is because I was taking a stand on things, because I wasn't going with the flow at work. I wasn't listening to the idea of certain things, and I didn't think certain choices were right. And I took a stand. And so I was no longer valuable. You have to make a choice. It's a choice. It is like our slogan says for Palantalk, is tech, no fascism. You can have both. Yeah. You can have tech with no fascism. Like, that's the choice we're working on making. So if you are a tech worker, this has to impact you as a white collar citizen. Like, we can't rely on just blue collar laborers to do the hard work, because you know what? That's always asking those with less to do more than you.
And you'll benefit. You
And
will
you'll
benefit.
fucking benefit from it.
Yeah,
You will benefit, because you know what part of my demand is at the end of this is a wealth minimum and a wealth maximum, which everyone benefits from.
Yes.
Because that's a guaranteed pension that pays you for life. The hypocrisy of the white collar America, which is a lot of white people, is that it's again, we want freedom for me, but we don't really care about thee. And tech, you are the white collar Americans who are desperately in need to do the things. I'm not saying do anything illegal, and I never would. I think peacefully and patriotic. Well, I will not advocate for illegal actions that are especially the ones that are dangerous and would cause any harm to anybody. Unless it's financial harm or legal harm for fascists. I don't care about them. They can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Don't cause harm to those. Don't punch down is what I'm saying when you are doing like community support and community and like trying to save democracy. Punching down to save democracy is demanding that blue collar workers do the work that white collar workers need to be doing.
Yeah.
That means white middle class, upper middle class Americans, white upper middle class Americans, Indian middle class or upper class middle Americans, Asian upper class middle Americans. You better step the fuck up right now, because you're right now part of the category of white. You've all been included into that group by law. Like they basically by law said you're equivalent to white. You better fucking act like you care, because people are hurting, and it cannot just be blue collar laborers, non-union members. If you want a society where you actually can retire, you better start advocating for it, because right to work is part of fascism. Right to work is corporate fascism. Right to work laws guarantee that you have the right to be fired and work at the privilege of one person.
Yeah.
Sounds a lot like slavery to me.
It is slavery.
It's bonds of slavery. Yeah. So you need to treat it like such, tech workers. Like, just because you have a cush life doesn't mean you're going to have one here in 6 months.
Yeah. Not just tech, oil and gas. Do you know how much damage your fucking industry is doing to the planet? This is where you have an opportunity to stand up and do something. Okay. You have an opportunity to be courageous, to do something, right? Like, if you know that something is going on, if you know a deal is happening that can get that you can attach, what if you don't quit your job? What if you leak something to the press? What if you leak a document? Okay. What if you help get people insight into these companies? Like, maybe somebody can maybe you record a fucking board meeting, okay? Like, someone was super courageous. They were able to leak a board meeting with Peter Thiel and all these people. And it was one of the biggest breakthroughs that we've seen with, Peter Thiel and insight for folks in general into what he's talking about. If you have the power to fucking record a board meeting and just drop it, do it. Like, fucking have some fucking courage. Do some
Here's
shit.
Another example. I used to work at Amazon like years ago, not for a long time now. During the time that I worked at Amazon, my entire division at Alexa was shut down. Right before that all happened, when they fired like 20, like it was like 15, 20,000 of us. It was after COVID. There was leaked audio of executives talking about employees just as numbers and laughing about them getting fired.
Yep.
And somebody leaked it and put it on fucking LinkedIn and tagged the executives in it.
Boom. Boom.
You know who got fired?
All of them.
Not the guy who leaked it.
The fucking executive.
Not the guy who leaked it, but the executives. Have some fucking courage. When things are illegal in your company happening and HR doesn't want to do anything about it, be a whistleblower. Leak that shit.
Leak
Now
it.
is the age to do it. You could do it anonymously too, man. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
make a fucking anonymous email account, y'all. Just like make a Gmail account, make a Proton Mail account that's anonymous, that like nobody knows it's attached to you. Just put a name on there that's
comment, dude.
like Joe Schmo. Like make Joe Schmo the most popular name on the internet who fucking leaks information. Who they gonna find? Joe Schmo?
Yeah. Dude, you know what? Use a VPN, use a Surfshark. Like, go if you don't even know this shit. I guarantee you, you know someone who is very interested in tech and back end and how they know how to get all this shit. Okay, like just the knowledge that they have on how to do these things is a boon out of the mind of the experts. Okay, that exist that created that tech. If you think that Elon Musk sat down and designed that fucking rocket, you're out of your goddamn mind. Okay.
Yeah.
If you think that Peter Thiel was the guy who built the back end for Maven, the defense integration system that now runs all of our fucking weaponry in the Pentagon, you're wrong. He didn't do it. They exploit other people. Like this power, this whole dynamic. It's like they want you to think they can fire you and replace you with AI. They can't. Okay. They can't replace coders with AI. Okay, they won't do it.
No, not in the least. I used to do software engineering as a job full time 6 months ago, 7 months ago. So and the stuff hasn't improved enough yet to fix it. I spent more time fixing the code that AI would produce for me than I would have done writing it myself. To let that and it wasn't hard code either.
No.
Like the stuff isn't ready. And Schmo is spelled SCHMOE. Joe Schmo.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Or Joe Cool. Just do the Snoopy Joe Cool. Like make your profile icon Snoopy with the glasses and name yourself Joe Cool.
Yeah.
And then everybody can be Joe Cool on the internet.
Your profile picture should just be a really zoomed in picture of like The Rock. Just like his face really big. And then you can be Joe Schmo and the Rock
or John Cena. Like he's invisible, so nobody knows who John Cena really is.
John Cena could leak all this information. Like it could be John Cena. Like you don't know. That's the beauty of the internet. Joe Camel, like who?
Yeah, be someone nefarious from the past. Like like the Marlboro Man or something is leaking all this information about oil companies.
The Macho Man.
The Macho Man. Yeah, like He-Man leaking all this stuff about bro culture from the toxic gym folks, or like Captain Planet leaking stuff about the oil industry and the Planeteers. Like do something fun, y'all. Like make different accounts, go buy URLs. So we've gotten a little off topic on Ubiquiti itself. However, a lot of what we're talking about can be used and applied towards companies like this.
Yeah. I think
so.
This is a solution.
Let's say Ubiquiti owns a bunch of URLs.
Yeah.
Find some similar URLs to Ubiquiti's, buy them, and write a report about Robert Paro. Talk about how just put something out with the Marlboro Man on it or whatever, or like a grizzly bear making fun, and like have it like the grizzly leaks or something, or the grizzly growls or something like that, and just let people post stuff there. Speak out, talk to people who are call the management teams at these companies, or at the Grizzlies, at the Memphis Grizzlies. Call the executives who work there. Ask them about that. If you're in Memphis or you're a big fan of the Grizzlies, call or message the players in encouragement. Again, things like that can break all of this. Ubiquiti, why we're talking about this in this way too, is buy the damn domains. Make it fun. make these, like, you can easily route domains or just buy them and hold them and never use them. Like, just these fun little things you can do. Like, I know someone who owns smegalomaniac.com, which is going to be a Stephen Miller fan site. It might not be good fans, but it's going to be a site at some point. Like, they don't do that. They do this stuff and they hoard pro-democracy stuff. So take their idea and put it against them.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know. And there's so many people out here that are super smart and can make these communities together. Like, I'm helping organize some on the Banner and Backbone side, and like how we can put parallel systems down and build background systems, and working with other folks, but do it independent of us. If you guys see like folks in the chat that you see every single show and you talk with on each show, DM each other. Unless you don't want to be DM'd. Like, that's okay too. I understand some people don't want to be DM'd. But like, but I do want to make sure we talk about that. Like, make sure to reach out to each other. Make the communities that you want. With all of you here, I bet you there's at least 5 software engineers in the crowd, and 1 or 2 program or project managers and designers who could put together a simple replacement app for TikTok, or could offer some of these fun sites as like propaganda, or as places for like community knowledge. Like, make these just pop up. That way, when things happen on the internet and you accidentally misspell stuff, like Ubiquiti, make it here's how you stop Ubiquiti from selling. Here's what they're doing in Russia. Here's how we stop what they're doing, and just put a plan of action in their contact stuff. Someone out there, you can do it. I don't have time to do it, but you might.
Yeah.
Or make time by quitting your job.
You want my research? Send me an email. Say, hey, Shane, I want to look into this. Would you send me some PDFs? I'll do it in 5 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
I would love for someone to look into this, because trust me, like, I did for a while. I was doing the Kushner files, and I paused it because I need help. I can't do these 2 things. But one of the things I really want to do is get those finished and have someone who does that, right? So like, there's a lot of things. But if you're just curious about something and you're like, maybe I want to look into this, you message me or Nick, say, hey, I'm curious about this. We'll send you a file. I'll give it to you for free. Information is power. I don't want to hoard this power. I just like send us a message. Say, I'm totally willing to do this behind the scenes. If you don't want credit, you want to be a researcher. Look, I got people who've already emailed me that are looking to do that. And I'm working on getting, things that are, I'm working on building the guidelines so that, people can do that. And there's an alignment on what the expectations are. Okay. But like, trust me, like, there's a lot of things to look at, and a lot of people who are really good at these things, and I'm sure would be more than willing to kind of help out. So, like, if you want to know something, like if you're like, oh, I wish, I could hear more about this, like, I think it's important, let us know. Like, we are not, there's no point in hoarding this information, especially when the most important thing is getting all that out. Right. So.
Exactly. And what I'm going to do too is I'll drop it in the chat here. There's a form, Google form for anyone you can fill out. That is our feedback and question and support form. And links to a sheet that I can see, and I can forward on any information to Shane. I'm going to give access to Shane so that he has this response form too.
Yeah,
If anyone has any thoughts, feedback, questions, really wants to try and get in touch with us, we also have the email links that we put into the show notes so that you guys can reach out to us on secure Proton emails that we maintain. And so we'll make sure to add this link, is the feedback link. But yeah, that's our big thing. Before we go on to obviously space talk, which we have not had the chance to blast off into space for a while. However, we know that everybody enjoys being part of that. Oh yeah, we can have American Citizen back for another episode. I think she had some really good information, and that was a really good show. And hopefully, we won't have any tech issues next time. So we will be working on getting American Citizen back. AC is fucking awesome. Yes.
Absolutely.
Let me get I'll put the QR link up so that it's visible for the Google form for anybody who wants to, like I said, submit questions, feedback, any sort of information, or requests that you guys have as we're doing this. Let us know. So putting up on the screen QR code for our feedback. I'll make sure it comes up when we blast off into space here in a second too. Is Shane, can you control the screen, dude? You should be able to share screen too if you want, instead of having to send all. I know you're sending all the links too, because that helps me after the show, because then I'll just link them in the show. Let's blast off into space, and I'll turn on screen sharing for you, or the screen, so that we can start talking space today. So, hey y'all, it's fucking space talk. We're blasting off. We're getting away from the shit. We're getting out of here. We're getting off this earth. We're leaving Robert Pera and Peter Thiel. Oh, I did find too, interesting, before we go too far deep into space, there is at least one mention of Robert Pera in the Epstein files.
I have to go into that database. I think what I was going to do, I was going to go in there because it's a database one of these days, just for fun. And I'm just going to go and start typing a shitload of names in there and see.
Oh, you should. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a weird like game of whack-a-mole, or whack-a-pedo is like, I found Mark Cuban has some really close ties to Jeffrey Epstein's best friend and the Jared Kushner ties. Like,
of course he does.
Eat the billionaires. Eat the billionaires.
People. If they're a billionaire, they're part of it. Okay. Like, like that's, like, it's really like, you don't become a billionaire without knowing Jeffrey Epstein, because the only way to become a billionaire was to know Jeffrey Epstein. Like, again, like, it's so important. I think that the conversation becomes not, oh, who did what? It's like, no, the conversation should be, if you're a billionaire, where can I find you in the Epstein files? Okay.
Yeah. How many times do you appear in the Epstein files?
Yeah. How many times do you appear in the Epstein files? What's your net worth? You're over $1 billion. How much how much are you in the Epstein files? Because I think whatever Epstein was he part of Mossad? Was he part of some great game to come in and blackmail everyone and control the U.S. government? Maybe. But if you want to control the U.S., you have to control the billionaires, which means you will find these mother effers in the files. You will find them there because it's part of how, like, it has to be done. Like, that's how they do it. Right. Yeah. So, it's pretty, like, you gotta be pretty just straightforward with it.
So let's leave those pedos behind for a little while. Leave them on Earth, and let's go explore space, Shane.
Yeah. So we're actually going out to the first Lagrange point. So we're past Earth, and we're going to go hang out near the James Webb Space Telescope, because usually space talk comes from one of the ways I decompress is I will put on an abundance of content about space. And one of the things I came across recently is the ESA Euclid telescope. And this thing is nuts. It's crazy. You're looking at a singular galaxy, right? Look at this beautiful, beautiful spiral galaxy as we zoom in here. And And what you can see, what I want to point out behind, and it's the resolution of these pictures, right? Is just absolutely remarkable. I mean, look at these galaxies. These aren't stars. These are galaxies. And you can see just, you have this very intense, star forming region at the center. You've got these giant, nebula, these big gas clouds that are running along the outside. You've got this galaxy here. It looks like another spiral galaxy that's entirely almost 90 degrees on a different plane, where you have this one here that looks like it's kind of somewhere around like maybe a 70 or an 80. But then you have one that's facing us entirely face on in the background here. I mean, these images are just absolutely incredible. Look, another galaxy, another galaxy. These back here, these aren't stars. They're red shifted galaxies. Okay. Like, everything you're looking at on a cosmic scale, what they've achieved with this satellite is just absolutely remarkable. So I want to read to you a little bit about what this image is. And this image was captured 4 days ago. This is brand new. This is groundbreaking science. This is something we have yet to see as human beings. So this one in particular, Oh, interesting. So this isn't even ESA. So this is coming from Hubble, which makes sense because it doesn't have as much of a zoom. But impressive still, Hubble's very old, and they're able to accomplish this type of imaging.
Yeah, the upgrades that they've been able to do to Hubble are pretty amazing.
Right. And so this one is the sharpest taken of a galaxy, NGC 7722. It shows the impressive dust lanes that we can see there on the outside. Bands of dusts are not common in they're called lenticular galaxies, and they stand out against the broad, smooth halo of light that typically surrounds them. So this is a unique galaxy in that it looks like this gas cloud. This could be a lot of things. This is probably, I would guess, the extra material that was ejected from the galaxy during the star forming period. When you have these supernovas and these things, in the star formation itself, it will push a lot of this material out. But of course, since the galaxy itself has a lot of gravity, it's not going to fully fly away. It's going to kind of capture this, and it's in some funky orbit, but just absolutely remarkable. And that's just one of these pictures. So I would love to get you guys actually a couple of the ESA Euclid specific images, because there really is just some incredible stuff. So let's see, you have one here from the 28th, and who took this? So ESA CS, this is James Webb, and this galaxy that they have managed to, this is a deep field, right? So the fields are when you see, you start to see, you can zoom in, right? And so if we just zoom out, right? And they managed to discover a new star, new galaxy, it looks like, right over here, right? In this tiny spot here. But, again, that's like, you point these out, these are galaxies, right? What we frequently have mistaken for stars, these are not stars. You're looking at galaxies. These are galaxies. And a remarkable fact that I think is just interesting is that there is a lot of these that we're seeing here. Traditionally, they're brighter when you have more stars in a system. So, a lot of these ones that we see, they're not typically your type of solar systems or galaxies. It's when you have more stars in an area. But if you're looking at like a particular solar system as well, a single star isn't all that common. In fact, it's more than usually there's more suns. There can be up to 7 in a single system, up to 7.
Really?
And each of those stars is going to have its own local group of planets and all of the things that are around that, right? So, it goes to show, I think a lot of times there's been a long-standing kind of assumption that there's only so much out there that we can even, look at. Like, like, I'm not sure if there's there can't be all this life, there's not. And then what happens is this: the better our telescopes get, okay, the better our telescopes get, the more we see behind. And so let's watch this video here. Of This is 6 minutes, but it's out from ESA, the European Space Agency, and they're just
And they just said 26 million galaxies.
Mhm.
Like, that's fucking crazy.
Our Dark Universe detective returns with spectacular new views of the cosmos. The Euclid Space Telescope is building the largest cosmic atlas ever made. And in case you missed it, we already revealed the first page of this atlas. In this 208 gigapixel mosaic, you can zoom in endlessly.
Let's see if I can find that.
And now,
That's crazy.
the telescope has sent back 3 more of these huge mosaics.
Oh, look at that. Look at those.
But before we
spirals.
show them, let's rewind. Why are we doing this? Euclid was designed
Why
to
not?
very precisely capture
Because we
billions
can.
of galaxies, to show the hidden influence of dark matter and dark energy. These make up 95% of our cosmos, but we don't know what they are. Now, with this treasure trove of information, we can explore all kinds of mysteries in the universe, from galaxies colliding to small stars forming. Today, we reveal Euclid's view of 3 new patches of sky. In these areas, Euclid will eventually make the deepest observations of its 6-year mission, capturing light emitted billions of years ago to look back in time to when the universe was young. In only one observation of these areas, Euclid already mapped 26 million galaxies, up to 10.5 billion light-years away. Are you ready to dive in?
Yeah.
Heck yeah, we are.
Let's first zoom in to Euclid's deep field north. We pass through clouds, stars, and other objects in our own galaxy first. This deep field is an area very rich in Milky Way stars, as it is close to our galactic plane. The faint blue structures in the image are dim clouds in between the stars. Here, we have zoomed in 50 times and arrive at a famous nebula, the Cat's Eye, 3,000 light-years away. A dying star is shedding its gassy outer layers in this planetary nebula. In this deep field, we also see many other galaxies, like this barred galaxy, almost 400 million light-years away. Because Euclid is so sensitive and stable, it can
That's like the dinosaurs. Throwback dinosaurs. If the dinosaurs just started going, if they had rockets, they would have probably been able to see that, just started seeing that. That would have just for, right. So the dinosaurs, when they looked up about 400 million light years away, that's probably, they were like, not that it's just crazy. It's just like, again, like time, the scale of time in the universe is just absolutely nuts. It defies comprehension in the way that we would normally comprehend things. It's just so remarkable.
Also, there's a great movie with dinosaurs that do go to space. It's called We're Back. It's an animated film, and they are on a time traveling spaceship.
Yes.
It's so freaking good. One of my favorites. And Derek pointed it out in the chat, and it is true. Is the background music to this sounds like it feels like one of Beth's meditations, and it feels so good to listen to. You need to keep going because we got more time to listen to this.
Oh yeah, and I found the actual deep field. So we're gonna go look at the deep field south, not the north, but the deep field south. I have it.
Make out the shapes of hundreds of thousands of galaxies in one view. Most of the tiny dots that you see are faraway galaxies. Let's explore Euclid's excellent view of galaxies in one of the other fields revealed today. We now zoom in to Euclid's deep field south. While going deeper, we first fly by a nearby elliptical galaxy, 55 million light-years away. We can see many, many galaxies in this field, and they all have different colors, which shows us that they have different ages and distances. We now arrive at this spectacular wide view of two clusters of galaxies. The clusters are huge and each contain thousands of galaxies. The one we are zooming into now is billions of light years away. We can see the light between the galaxies, light made of stars ripped off from the galaxies, now wandering in intergalactic space.
Some lensing here too. Just point that out. When you see this kind of stretching here, this usually is gravitic lensing, right? And I think that's interesting. So as you point out that these are clusters, right? So usually what this means is that whatever's behind this, I'm guessing, I'm not a actual physicist, but I have watched a great many videos about this subject. And usually when you see this, it means there's something of extreme mass in front here. It could be this star. But it's
maybe a black hole.
Yeah, or black hole, and it's bending this light. And actually, so it looks more bright as it's being bent around this object. And that's lensing. They can use that to see things farther away because it bends that light in that unique way.
This field has not been observed yet by other deep sky surveys, so many of these galaxies are yet to be explored. We can clearly see an object here with arcs of light around it. This is a large and massive galaxy bending the light from an object far away behind it, an effect called gravitational lensing.
Look at you, Shane, explaining it for her. Pre-explaining the explanation.
This is just the beginning.
That's funny.
I love
because
it.
Euclid can make these enormously detailed maps, we slowly start to
moment.
see how huge clusters of galaxies are connected to one another along strands of gas and invisible dark matter. This is the cosmic web.
Stop yelling at me.
Until now, Euclid has observed about 14% of the total area of its 6-year survey. Over the next years, it will cover 1/3 of the sky outside of the Milky Way. Just imagine what's still to come and the secrets that Euclid will unveil about our dark universe.
All right, that's it. We're getting them to design our logo. That's great. I want one of those.
Oh yeah, that's a good logo.
Can we contract the European Space Agency to sponsor Palantalk here? Okay.
I mean, that would be pretty freaking awesome, wouldn't it?
So, friends, as you can see, there's an alien in the background trying to communicate. But I apologize. Don't look for a cat. It's really just mine. But what we're looking at here is actually that deep field south that they were talking about. So I wonder if we can find that But look at this deep field, right? I'm just going to zoom all the way out. Okay, so here we are. You know, I don't know what the naked eye looks like. Probably that. You know, I don't know. Brightest thing. But let's zoom in here on this field. And like you can just see how it keeps going, right? Like as we keep going, you see more things. You're like, wow, that's a lot of stars. And you're like, oh, whoa, behind that star, there's more stars. And if I zoom in, there's actually more stars behind these stars. And if I keep zooming in, I can actually start to see that there's more stars behind this giant star.
Does it have like a lensing shift for like red light? Or is it just
whoa, a whale whoa,
that's cool.
Just taking us to things. Wow. Okay,
so I like that one.
A whale galaxy. And wow. So if I just randomize, it takes us somewhere cool. So let's randomize.
You'll definitely have to drop the link for this for me.
Yeah, I'll get it for you right now in the chat.
That way I can put it in the chat for the show notes for everybody. Go friggin' have fun on this for a little while.
This is great. This cluster here, and you can even go, looks like, to images that are collaborative from James Webb versus just ESA. Let's do this again, and we can change the, looks like, oh, perfect. So if we shift to ultraviolet here, we can see absolutely nothing. Okay. Near infrared, perhaps. I can still see nothing. What about gamma? Oh, okay. Okay. So now we're looking in the near infrared versus, let's see if I do this near infrared. So as I break things, I'm going to just Centaurus. So let's go back to our normal. Let's see if I can just reset this. Okay. There. Whoa. Wow. Look at that thing. Right. So where is this? If I zoom out, I zoom in on this big thing, right? That's nuts. I mean, the amount of light concentrated there. Wow. Wow. Change the opacity on that. Doesn't do much, but really just amazing. I mean, just incredible. So it's a galaxy in the constellation of Centaurus, 10 to 16 million light years from Earth. It's a lenticular or elliptical galaxy. Wow. Fermi color. Let's see what else we got. We got time for a couple more.
Yeah.
Here. Whoa.
Bro,
what the heck is that?
What is going on?
Open star cluster, oldest and most metal-rich clusters. Oh, that is so interesting.
I bet some mining company is already planning on, like, how can I exploit this with deep space mining?
Fucking Elon's like, we've already got the contracts drawn up for mining the Lyra constellation.
We're owning constellations right now, even though we don't have any of the infrastructure in place to even leave our star cluster in a meaningful way. Like
a $50 billion contract already, and it's affecting the stock market right now. They've already allocated the money. They just need to figure out how to get faster than light travel going. But with $50 billion of investment through NVIDIA and Oracle, I think that they'll be able to figure it out in just about no time.
What we should do is we should send Elon on the trip to explore, because then he can do the calculations himself, because he's so fucking smart, right? Like he's so smart. He's the smartest in the universe. He doesn't need anyone. He and his Grok AI can just power a supercomputer and go into deep space.
We'll send them.
Yeah, with a Cybertruck with their bulletproof windows and their smash-proof walls and
absolutely
non-crushable tin can garbage truck riding down the road.
Yes, we can.
Anyway, let me tell you how I really feel. It'll be what happened. It's like the deep sea thing when they went in the sub. Like every summer demands a sacrifice. Maybe we can send all them smart billionaires up in their own like penis in the sky and just let them have at it out there.
What have we done?
Ooh, what are you doing, man?
I don't know.
Or are you finding different like metals?
Yeah, let's see here. If we go full screen, so
we're nerds.
We're in science view right now.
I disconnect. I'm back.
Okay, we're in science view right now. So this is getting us like specific data. Okay, so basically if you wanted to grab like images of specific places. So let me see here. If I open this, it's going to take me somewhere else. Because the other thing is you have to think about, this is like terabytes of data, right? So you're making like terabytes of data every night with single observation. The reason that they are able to actually like do so much of this stuff is a lot of the early quantum computing and things like that have gone to these scientists, right? And their ability, they need it to analyze these data sets. But that's also a reason a lot of this is open source, is like, if you think that they have the time to go and look at every single one of these galaxy clusters, I mean, like, holy smokes, guys, what is this? Wow.
Ooh, that's cool. That's pretty.
Wow.
Whoa.
Holy crap. What is that?
Zoom in on that a little bit.
Wow.
Can you click on any of it? Will it do anything if you click on like a star?
Let me see if it'll tell me anything about it if I click on this here. Ooh, see if I do Herschel infrared. Okay. Okay. So what is this telling us? Wow. Okay.
Ooh, there's a big old box right there.
What is this?
Oh, that's cool. Things are changing.
Oh my God.
We're gonna make this full screen and hide Shane and my excited faces
get
for
rid
a
of me.
second.
I'm not that interesting. So this is telling us, it looks like some sort of, I think we're looking at infrared. Okay. So if this is the infrared, I believe we're looking at redshift. I could be wrong though. This is even beyond.
Again, we are not astrophysicists.
No,
these are physicists. Like, this is way above our pay grade, but this is just super fucking cool. Like,
wow. Let's zoom out.
I'm geeking out on
Whoa.
This is so cool.
Wow. Okay. So if I want to do.
So we were in that long box with the small square in it rather than those other larger rectangles.
Okay. So if I close this. Okay, so this is from, and what's really cool, it looks like, is this is a collaboration of all of the existing things that we have right now. So I believe if you look at image observations, this is very interesting. Okay, so Hubble, HST is Hubble.
JWST, yep.
Euclid.
Okay.
Euclid. So these are the areas that we've seen, it looks like Euclid look at. Wow. Okay, so look at like how big the night sky is, right? Like, this is just like,
and just think how little of it we've actually truly mapped.
Right.
Like, we've mapped around our system in a general sense. Like, we were like, okay, it's space. So space exists. We have mapped it. Right. Now we're filling in all those gaps, and it gets infinitesimally smaller and smaller and smaller and further away and further away. Yeah, HST is Hubble. Yeah. Hubble Space Telescope is the
refresh this, because I think I fucked with the settings too much, and now I'm just not smart enough to get us back to where we were. I
did link it in the chat too, and I will link it in our show note. This actual site, the ESA Sky. Whoa! What is that bright ass fucking star?
It's a demon star.
Nice.
Perseus.
That looks something that will collapse into a black hole.
It's a 3-star system, and they're all giant. Wow. So do you actually, what we see here, it just goes to show how they have to do so much work, and it's so difficult. Like, because this does not look like 3 stars. Like, they're looking at the redshift and all the things, and they're looking at all of this light, and they break it down, and they're somehow able to discern that this is 3 stars from this, just to be clear. So wow. And look at these galaxies. I mean, look at that. That's a whole galaxy. Like, that's the Milky Way. Like, this is like, we can't even dream at this point in time of getting out of the Milky Way, of like actually leaving. So this is just incredible. I mean, just to see these kind of things. What is this here? Can you tell me what this is? We'll do two more, and then I think we'll wrap it up for today. So we'll hit the randomize one more time. Whoa. Wow. So you can kind of see the rings here. It's an intermediate spiral with a weak inner ring. The 62 million light years away. Wow. It's one of the nearest galaxies to Earth.
Shane, we have a request to search for Pleiades. I put it in our chat.
How do I spell it here?
It's in our private chat here on.
Okay, cool. Let me do this here.
Also, I have a PDF I'm going to share with you after the show about our friend Robert Paro.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I have an epistemic war report that I put together. Thanks in part to a friend in our community, Rachel, who's part of Banner and Backbone, and as well as we're starting to put some of her work out on our publication. Rachel from At This Woman's is really good at helping set up like AI instructions and deep research instructions. And so we're going to have this really cool report from fucking Robert Paro. That's neat.
Oh my.
Is that Pleiades?
God, that is Pleiades, also known as Messier 45. I had to do a little bit of looking around. Yeah.
That's cool.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah. Look how blue those are.
So bright. So
I like the blue shift compared to, like, zoom out just far enough so you can see some of the others, like larger clusters around. Look how blue shifted that light is compared to even like the one, that one on the 3 o'clock, how red shifted that is comparison, or yellow that is.
Like, right. And that tells us that it's farther away, right? So the longer it takes light to travel, farther away it is. And this is weird. I don't even know what this is. This might be some sort of imaging thing, or is there some massive weird band? Is this like a galaxy from like a side? I don't know. But what's interesting, and just a little fun fact, the big thing about Euclid, one of the things that it's meant to do is to study dark matter. And the way they can do that is by looking at these large structures and trying to understand exactly how the way they're structured is what that can tell us about dark matter, because they do believe that dark matter has and interacts with gravity. And the most recent theory I've heard, I think, is very interesting, and I could see this, is that under gravity, it acts almost as a filament that allows these larger systems to be connected. So, and it's with these kind of high resolution images where they can start to look at the interactions, because light does react to gravity, right? So it's very interesting if I look at this and, I don't know if this is gas or what, but like if you're looking at how the the gravitic interactions, right, between these large stars, right? And it's just like these are closer, but these go farther back. I mean, it's just wow. I mean, that was a great shout out. Let's look right here.
Yeah, Derek, thank you for that.
Yeah.
That note in the comments. Appreciate it, friend.
Wow.
Right now, we're going through that flying turtle in the sky in space and just swimming through space right now.
Yeah,
just
look at that one, right? So that's got to be closer, right? So it's like the better. Wow. And you know what this is?
Ooh.
So this is what I think this is a supernova remnant, right? So if you kind of draw in the middle here, you see all of this stuff, right? So it looks to me like you had a supernova, and all of this is ejected matter. And interesting fact, it's supernovas that give us stars, because wow. I could do this all day. Wow. it's these supernovas, right? When a star, it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. That's how we get our metals and all these things. And these supernovas explode. It sends all of this material out. And without supernovas and these first stars, we wouldn't have rocky planets, because all of those heavier elements that are required to make these rocky planets are located, are sourced from these supernovas. But I mean, wow. I mean, this is some of these areas too. You can tell that something, imaged this that was very different. But wow. I mean, you can see this whole area was really under some kind of survey. And you have these things like those look, I don't know. I don't think
know what that is.
Those can't be real stellar bodies. I think they're super.
I think they're outlines of something.
Unless they are, but that is insane. I mean, but I don't know, dude. The universe is crazy. We know nothing.
Yeah, there's so much shit in the universe. Who are we to say that's not what's happening?
I think this is a great place to end, because
man.
Let's just zoom in here. So from all the way out here, we see this, and it looks like you have a very dense star forming region. But let's just keep zooming in
to infinity and beyond.
Because behind these stars, there's more. There's more and more and more, and we can zoom all the way out. And maybe, just maybe, someday, we'll see what's behind this star right here. But when that day comes, there better not be any fascism in America. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. We can beat that.
I think if we can take a picture, as you can see, she finally found her way over here after I did not.
What happened to my background?
Yeah. So there you go, friends. I hope you enjoyed our little road trip through the cosmos. Because I did.
Yeah.
I did tremendously. So I hope you did as well.
So as we come back to Earth, and as we come back and sit down back in our chairs, and remember that we do have things we have to fight for so that we can continue learning all this cool science, because if we go back into war and everybody regresses technologically or civilizationally or socially, then we lose the ability to do this amazing work. Come support us here at Banner and Backbone so we can help build this and keep this growing and have our fun here on Palantalk and discuss these cool things and fight about fascism and talk about it and put together work on putting together a massive report on Robert Pera and his Wi-Fi empire with the fact that we're facing Ubiquiti, an other American companies funding the murder of Ukrainians and using Turkey and Russia and other companies to destroy destroy our friends and our allies who are pro-democracy and the vanguard of democratic nations, Ukraine, and killing them. And we're funding it. And U.S. companies are doing it. And so on Palantalk, here on Banner and Backbone, we talk about it.
Yeah.
And I also like to let my friends promote themselves and myself promote myself and unabashedly promote our work and where we can be found and what we're doing and the things that we're doing. My dude Shane is someone you should be following and someone you should be subscribing to. He's freaking awesome. And I'm going to let him speak about himself because he's freaking awesome. So shamelessly plug yourself, dude, and how people can support you.
You guys want to come, support all the things I do. I do a daily show called the Firebrand Report. I write a daily newsletter, Firebrand Report newsletter. I now stream the live reporting element here on Banner and Backbone, as well as through my own personal publication, that being the Firebrand Project. If you're looking for, a better understanding of geopolitics, how the actions of America affect the wider world and how the actions of the wider world affect America, which I think at the moment is just as important as the actions of America within America. We live in a globalized world. So if you want to understand a bit about what's going on in the world, I do a daily newsletter that includes my analysis. And I try and touch on just about everywhere in the world in a week. It's hard. I'm not perfect, but I'm definitely committed to doing that and getting you guys that information. So if you guys, want to support my work in doing that, please come on over and subscribe. Paid subscribers also bread and butter. That's how that's how we keep doing it. So, the more support I can get in all capacities. We're almost to 6,000 subscribers. So if you're not subscribed, you could get us all that much closer. I think we're like 200 away, 250 away.
That's
from
awesome, dude.
Subscribers. So let's push for that. And I just want to help grow this platform that we have into something that can do more. And as well as just keep people informed so they can take the information, we share every day and go and pass that on and create that verbal network of truth that I always like to say. It's the tagline: we forge dialogue and we burn bright. And so that's, just become a firebrand. If you're probably a firebrand already, if you're here and speaking out and talking about these things, but I just want to empower you with more information to go and do what you're already doing. So come check us out. We'll be live actually here on Banner and Backbone in a little bit here today in about 3 hours.
Hell yeah. I was going to say, don't forget cross streaming on Banner and Backbone now for network and reach. So we want to help Shane out. I love helping my friends out and making sure that they have the broadest audiences. Whatever I got that I can offer, I do. So come support Shane if you are not already supporting him. If you're here on Substack, hit the Chiron in the top corner or the banner in the top corner and subscribe to all of us. Firebrand Project is awesome. And the work Shane is doing is incredible. And the quality of the shows keep getting better and better each week and month. And you're doing some hot shit, man.
Thanks,
keep
man.
It up, brother. You're doing a lot of really good work.
I appreciate it.
And then I'll shamelessly plug myself, is come support me at Sick of This Shit Publication.
I don't know where Nick went. I'm keep plugging him. Okay, he's back.
I'm back. You can plug me if you want, brother.
I'll plug him. Let me plug him. Guys, Nick does great work. Nick is committed to building a community. He's committed to not only focusing on the truth and getting creating new and transparent media, as well as he's committed to really focusing on the human side of issues. Sick of This Shit, which he does a great job of advocating for people that are struggling with chronic illness, that are trying to deal with that anxiety and all the things going on in the world right now. And not only is he providing a platform for truth, as well as one for empathy, understanding, and really highlighting what is good, the good part of being human, and how to fight the bad part of being human. So support Nick in all of his endeavors, because he is my friend. Personally, I'm selfish. You should support my friend, but also he's doing the right thing and he deserves your support.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. And appreciate that to Shane's mom, who's always in the audience, and Shane's dad, who are always in the audience. You guys are freaking awesome. Yeah, you guys raised a good kid. He's become a really good young man that I've seen, and I appreciate his support and friendship. And it's only through all of this, Sick of the Shit Publications introduced me. Christina, one of our mutual fans, introduced us. Mutual subscriber introduced both to us together. I don't forget these things. These are big parts of how we got to where we are now. Mm-hmm. And yeah, support me at Sick of the Shit Publications. We're doing chronic illness discussions, masculinity discussions, specifically around intelligent masculinity. Shane has been an interviewee already, and he's actually going to interview me at the end of this month. Yes. For the final episode of the initial set of intelligent masculinity shows. That one's going to continue on. I really like that series. I think they're incredible discussions, and they can fuel endless articles of writing about men and what it's like to be good men, and who these good men are, and who people should be following and listening to. That's my thing over there. I try and uplift. I had my mom on this morning for my chronic illness show.
Nice.
And because she's a retired licensed school psychologist, and we were talking about COVID and the impacts of COVID-19 on child development and the different anxieties and social and disorders associated with that. And it's incredible. It was such a fun show. Also, we launched a store for Sick of This Shit publications. So go to shop.sickofthisshitpublications.com. That's shop.sickofthisshitpublications.com. And you can order from the store. We've got some cool new merch. And I'm going to be working to quickly expand it in other areas too, for other merch stores, for our friends. If Shane would like to host merch on the Sick of This Shit shop in his own dedicated section, I would be glad to let him do that.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely do
things like that, so we can help each other. Like, that's what we're here for. Sick of This Shit Publications is community. Oh, hey, Christina, thanks for introducing Shane and I. You're awesome, friend. We just shouted you out a couple moments ago, so thanks for introducing us a while back. You're one of the reasons we're here. You're one of the reasons we've been able to do this. And again, come support us here on Banner and Backbone. We're making a co-op network space that's going to change the game for everyone. That's what we're doing, and we're making it easier for creators. We're making a space that's good for creators and for the community, and we're working hard to ensure that that democracy thrives, that people come first, and that dignity is ahead of things. And like we always say here on Palantalk, we like tech.
No fascism.
Thanks, y'all.